plastic and by making them to have a shape like steel tools. They differ because they do not constructed of the same type of material and they will differ. They will feature gentle artifact handling that is designed to minimize damage and preserve artifacts. Non-destructible material that is made, materials that won't react with artifacts or damage artifacts, and adjustable settings that may include adjustable settings for certain artifacts.
Some electronic tools apply materials, artifacts, and scooping with plastic tools. These tools are the replacement of picks, bulldozers, and wheelbarrows.
In addition, we would like to implement shape memory tool, the shape memory alloys tools. These tools are able to work in any other circumstances and still remember their shape. The bio-inspired burrowing are the burrowing animals like mattock, moles, and ants to burrow underground and get the artifacts out more easily.
Our journey from the beginning till now has been rocky and fun. Starting from this robotic group, it has taken a lot of time in our studies, but we strive through it all as our 7 members and our assistant who is likely back. Our coach, who is likely like our coach, to help us through this journey of robotics. And thank you for your time. Thank you.
Round of applause. Hi guys, round of applause, please. So this is what's going to happen now. They're going to remain on the stage and then we'll give each judge a chance to give feedback to them so that they know what to improve and they can go back and work on that. So the first judge is going to be, okay, Mr. Chisel.
Okay, thank you. Guys, I'm not going to go into education part. We're just going to go into the posture and how they present themselves on stage. So you guys chose a nice song, but your energy coming in was not convincing. So you cannot have that type of song and energy just otherwise. So from the studies you come in, you need to smile. You're not here to cry. You need to see energy as you are coming on stage. And you must have confidence in what you're going to say. And the good morning joker is good, man. You know, sometimes when you have the audience laughing, it's always good. So keep helping each other with confidence. Don't feel bad. Just breathe, like I said. So for me, if you can fix those, that's going to be good.
I think try to keep your volume consistent when you are presenting, especially when you're about to walk away and hand over. Don't turn your back before you fully set your piece, because already you're decreasing and then you start to walk away to give the next person space. I just think that handover that you do between presenters can be a bit smoother, and just keep your tone of voice clear the whole time. Then I just had some questions. You spoke about the field trip. I think it's important that the judges understand how everything that you did fits into your research project. So you said you went to visit caves. You can think a bit more on that visit and what the tour guide was saying, and try to link back to your problem with artifacts. Maybe you noticed that the caves were dark, right? So you could think, okay, you're focusing on how would you extract that. So the cave should have linked or created a question rather, in terms of how was extraction taking place when light sources were limited, something like that. Just try to link that experience back to your project to show that you actually learned something from it, not that you wanted in a page for no reason. And then the second thing I want you to see, or rather plan
It's just guides. You know,
what is your innovation?
trust
project?
yourself, you
What
know
is
it
your
is.
solution? I don't think that came through clear. I feel you were taking us through a journey of what you were doing up to this point, but you didn't put forward what is your solution to how you do unique artifacts. So you spoke about a shape. My notes are blurry now. A shape alloy. There we go. Shape alloy. Is that to mimicking the way burrowing animals are getting into the ground? I'm not quite sure what your solution is and how that works. You can actually answer that.
Yeah, this is true.
The values inspired by farming machines are inspired by moles and ants.
Okay.
Like indeed underground, so does the burrows.
Okay. And do you have a design in mind for that tool already? Have you guys thrown something up or wrote something that you were able to show?
No, sure.
Not yet.
Do you want it? You want to put your thing on, or are we going to just leave it on the floor? Just leave it on the floor.
Okay, so what I can
And put it in front of you guys, I guess. You can stand behind it.
something at least draw your solution so that you can see what it is you're trying to do. Because it sounded a bit scattered. You mentioned the tool, and I think later on you mentioned the borrowing, and so it sounded like you almost wanted to send the ants to go fetch the artifact. So just be careful how you order your information and how that's doing. So that's all from me.
Okay, morning everyone. It is still morning, so the time is 10 for tonight. Okay, so I feel like Milan has mentioned most of the things that I was going to point out, but I must say I feel like that you guys did reference, because you did mention that you went to the kind of grave, you kind of reference. So referencing is also nice, starting up with your story. But as Milan has mentioned, it's like it's all over the place. Like, I need to understand what structures, you're saying that your topic is excavation, the tools that are used to excavate, right? But I need to know what tools were made. I think that's something I mentioned. So I need to know what tools that were made and why those tools are not working. Do you understand? And then I need to understand what is it that you guys are bringing to the table, or what that you have created. I did not get from your presentation. What is it that you guys have created, and how is it going to solve a problem that you have identified? Because you also need to identify the problem that you'll be solving. You understand? So you did mention like the pigs, and you did mention that you'll be using a certain material that will be different, like your plastic and all the other materials that we're using. But I need to know how those materials, or whatever that you've identified, links to your project. You see? So it goes something like, okay, we are the pattern wada, and then these are the materials that we used for the problem that we identified. You understand? And then these materials, these tools that we've seen, they have these shortcomings. You see? And then we are presenting this thing over here, which will address those shortcomings. You understand? So I think you need to make your presentation or research, and it must have a